right, hello, good morning. Happy Wednesday, halfway through the week. And here we are once again. So thank you for hopping on and getting on your mat. Probably heard every single yoga teacher in the world say this next thing, but it really is true that the hard part is over. I think we all know sometimes it's just getting the time and getting your ass on the mat that is can be the toughest, especially if you haven't been in a regular practice for a while. So if you're joining me today for the first time, welcome back or welcome. And for those of you who are back with me on the regular, nice to see you again. We're going to do a little mix today. We're going to do a few restorative postures. Don't worry, we are going to move a little bit as well. So if you're a person that likes a little bit more movement, you will get some. But for those of you that enjoy a few of the softer meditative postures, there'll be a few of those as well. We'll essentially start with a restorative pose and we'll end with one. And then in between we'll move around and get our bodies just waking up, do some soft, kind of slow flow, and focus a little bit on some heart opening today. Obviously, whenever we're in a restorative posture, we're really trying to get the whole body to just simply relax. And so when we find our way into this first pose here in a moment, not a lot of work to be done. In fact, try your hardest to not work, right? And then there'll be the opportunity for a little bit of working later on, but we'll start slow, we'll finish slow, and then we'll take it one breath at a time for every other posture in between. As always, make sure you have what you need for your practice, and make sure that you're prepared to take whatever comes your way. Don't be so hard on yourself. Listen to your body, do what you need to do, use your modifications. If you don't know what to do in any given moment, stop, slow down, breathe. And then the solution will come to you eventually. So let's get started with that first restorative pose. I'm going to use 3 pillows. So if you have 3 pillows, that'd be great. You don't necessarily need 3. You can do this just with 1 pillow underneath your legs, or I'll show you a couple different things here. I'm going to use a big couch cushion that I just took off my couch, and this is going to be my big bolster, and it's going to go behind me. So I'm just going to set that up right at the base of the spine. I can feel it touching my low back. If you're a really, really tall person, you might have to leave about a fist distance between your tailbone and your bolster there. And then I've got just 2 smaller little pillows that I found, and I'm going to use these for my knees, my thighs, or if you just had one, you could slide it right underneath the whole back side of the legs. So if you don't want anything behind you, that would be the option to do this without, and you would just slide that out, bring your pillow around, put it underneath your legs instead. But if you've got enough, and if you don't have pillows, you can roll up a towel or a blanket or something else. You want to put the bottoms of the feet together. You can slide them as far away or as close to your body as you'd like, depending on how much you want to feel in your hips. So get your knees and thighs supported, and then make sure that bolster is kind of snug up behind you, and start to just slowly ease yourself down. Get your heart center up a little bit higher than your hips, and then let your head just drop back. If you need to make some quick adjustments with your lower body, get everything settled in there. Make sure your tailbone is heavy on the ground. And then just relax. Sometimes it helps to take a few exaggerated exhalations, or even just sigh along with your breath. Whatever it takes to draw yourself out from the external world around you and in toward the landscape that's going on in your body, in your mind. With that imagery in mind, close your eyes and just imagine what it would look like to sort of stand on the rim of the landscape of your mind, right? Like what it would look like if you could stand up above it all and look down. What's going on in there? There's no right or wrong answer to this question. Just be honest. What types of thoughts are passing through your brain? If you came to your mat worried about something, or maybe just ruminating about something that's already taken place, try to let those things go. There's no sense in spending any time wondering or worrying about things that have already happened, or things in the future that we can't control. Just try your best to offer that up. Let it be. Try to let go. And instead, turn your focus and your awareness to the things that you can control. How you feel right here, right now, in this moment. And the easiest way to change how you feel or take control of what you're feeling is to take control of your breath. So start there. Just let your body continue to be heavy and relaxed. No work to be done. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do except stay right here and focus on your breath. Feel your chest and your belly softly rise and gently fall. And continue to let your thoughts simply pass you by. Just like clouds moving across a clear blue sky, let them come, let them go. Let them move on through. If you find that you get a stubborn thought just stuck, use your breath, create a little wind and send it on its way. Move it along. Start to notice that your breath does in fact sound a little bit like wind or waves. It's especially if you're breathing through your nose with your mouth closed. Ujjayi pranayama. Start to feel a little vibration in the back of your throat. Some warmth in your nostrils. Some heat starting to build in your belly. Let's stay right here for about 1 more minute. Relax. Soften your jaw, relax your glutes. Relax your forehead and your cheekbones, your eyelids, your jaw. Anytime you're ready, take your hands softly, place them right there on your belly. 1 more breath, fill up as much as you can. Feel the belly rise right into the palms of your hands. Exhale it all out. And then just start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Roll out your wrists a few times. And keep yourself right where you're at on your bolster here. You're just going to bring your right arm softly across your chest like you're giving yourself a hug with your right arm. And then hook with your left elbow or forearm and just pull gently across the body. Don't let your right shoulder blade come up off your mat or your bolster. Your back grounded and connected. Bring that stretch right around the outside of the right shoulder, down the seam of the bicep and tricep, and all the way back up and underneath your right shoulder blade. And gently turn your head a few times, just side to side. Notice how that little rocking motion can change a lot of what you feel here and where you feel it. And then release. Left arm comes across, hook with your right. Again, don't pull so far that you lose the connection. Keep the left shoulder blade down. Rock your head back and forth. And release. And then just take both of your arms up over your head. Stretch all the way down. You can slowly start to pull your inner thighs, knees, and legs back together. And stretch those out nice and long as well. Give your ankles a couple twirls around. Point and flex your feet. And then softly roll it to one side, or just gently help yourself up and around. And here we are. All right. And hand slide everything out of your way and just off to the side, somewhere nearby where you can find it again when we need it later. All right, come into a seated stretch with me. Sit up tall, shake loose anything else that needs to loosen up and relax in the upper body. Maybe roll the neck around a little bit, shoulders a few times, and then just softly slide your hands down your shins, maybe all the way out to your feet. That's up to you. Just do what feels good to you here. Checking in with the hamstrings, checking in with the back side of the body. Good. And maybe you need, a little bend in your knees. That's okay. You don't have to have straight legs here. Everybody's body is different, right? We all have certain strengths. We all have places in the body that are perhaps a little bit more resistant, a little bit weaker, and that's okay. That's what our yoga practice is all about, is helping us find those imbalances and then do something about it. So it's okay to have them, because without all those little things that make us unique, yoga would get pretty boring. If everything was always, laid out for you real simply, you would never find out anything about yourself, right? So it's good to have little anomalies here and there. Keeps it interesting. Come on into a simple cross-legged pose when you're ready. We're just going to slowly start working our way through a little flowing, and this will be, again, one of those flows that starts on the ground and then eventually works its way up. But let's roll the shoulders and the neck out just a few more times. That feels really good this morning. So just keep little half circle going back and forth, tracing a line from one collarbone to the other with your chin. Next time your head swings over to the right, let it hang there. Bring your right hand up. Find that space just above your left ear, right about where your temple is. And then just let the weight of your palm fall into your head without cranking on your neck or pulling your head into an uncomfortable position. Just a little bit of weight, just enough to deepen the stretch up the left side there. Come on up, inhale. Move your right fingertips around into the space between your shoulder blades, or as far back there as you can get it. Left hand comes up, pull from there, take a little side body stretch. Now look up to your right. Back up to center. Swing the hands around. We'll catch them behind the back. Lock your fingers together, or just find a wrist, whatever you can do to bind your hands. Roll the shoulders back and down, lift your heart up, and then just take as much of a forward fold as it feels good. Engage your core. Make sure your belly is nice and tight. Navel pulls in as you rise up, using those bandhas. And release. All right, drop your right ear. Or pardon me, drop your left ear. There we go. Other side. Left ear drops toward the left shoulder. And left hand comes up. Find that spot just above your right ear. And then again, the weight of your palm resting on your head is really all we're doing. Not pulling. If you need a little more, you can just move your right hand out or walk your fingertips out until you find the stretch that you're looking for. up slowly and move that hand around just between or above the shoulder blades. Right one's going to come to help you. Pull and look over to the left. Release. Both hands again around behind you. Lock them up back there. Take a deep breath. Shoulders roll back. Bring your chin up off your chest. Take as much of a forward fold as you'd like, all the way down. You start to feel the first little bit of what's happening in your hips with that forward fold as well, right? And then come on up. And we'll just tuck those ankles right underneath and roll out to hands and knees. So find yourself in a good sturdy tabletop position. Have a sip of coffee if you need one. Okay. And then from your tabletop, inhale, just softly drop the belly, tilt the tail. So people always say, seems like every yoga practice I go to, we always do cat and cow. And you're right. Most of the time it does show up. And it's just because of the spinal flexion. It's because of this movement of rounding your back. So exhale into cat stretch. And then inhale, drop the belly. This forward and back movement is so unbelievably good for your spine. We really don't do it throughout the day. Most of the time, we're just pretty rigid through the spine, whether we're standing or sitting. And so this flexion of pulling forward and then pushing backward from the neutral is just a great way to keep the spine supple and flexible. And like yogis always say, you're only as young as your spine is healthy, right? Once your back goes, things start to get pretty difficult in life. So keep your back healthy. Might seem repetitive to do a lot of these, but they are worth it every time. One more. Drop the belly nice and low. Inhale, gaze goes up. Cow stretch. Good. On the exhalation, we'll round all the way through to cat. And then take it back to neutral. Now you can really feel what that neutral spine is like right between the two. Good. Left hand moves into the center of your mat. Right arm reaches up. Let's take a nice big open twist here. Hold that for 3, 2, and 1. Thread your needle underneath just long enough to tap the shoulder, maybe the ear, maybe even your right cheekbone down, and then inhale, pull right back up. Strong core muscles. Pull the ribs in, the navel up and back. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. Exhale down. Inhale right back up again. That's creating some flowing movement. Connect your breath. Exhale under and through. One more time to open up. Deep breath here. And then release, both hands back to the mat. Press the hips to the heels. Stretch into child's pose for a moment or two. All right, from your child's pose, take a peek forward. Hands are out in front. You're going to slide, slither, or just pull your chest through. Extend your legs out. Come all the way onto your belly. Inhale. Take it up for a gentle cobra. Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. Pull the hands back a little further. Exhale up slightly further. And release. One more time, maybe even fingertips back down by those lower bottom ribs, and inhale, roll the whole heart up and through. You can keep your knees and thighs on the mat, or you can lift them up all the way into up dog or king cobra pose. And then set the knees back down, press the hips to the heels, once again to child's pose, exhale completely. Stay right there for 3, 2, and 1. Shift your weight forward on your inhale. Come back up to tabletop, tuck your toes, take it back to downward facing dog. First one, set it up slowly, work through it. Take all the time you need to bend and release your knees. Twist and swivel from the hips down to the heels. Shake loose any tension in the neck, the shoulders. Move your gaze side to side, front to back. We're just going to do one flow today, and we're learning it all right now. So it might seem like a lot going on, but eventually we'll put it together. We'll delete some of these foundational posture movements, and we'll get into flowing the poses one into the next. But for now, keep it slow with me. Figure it out. Listen to your body. Look forward. Softly step, hop, or lightly, gently walk your feet to the top of the mat. And exhale any forward fold that feels good. You can leave some space between your feet, or you can bring your toes and heels together to touch. That's up to you. And then inhale, lengthen halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Reverse and rise. We're coming all the way up to stand here. We'll take it up and over. Let me just step back a tad. There we go. Arms come up. Big stretch overhead, hands to heart center, pause there, Samastiti. Okay, finally up on your feet. If you need a moment to reconnect to your breath or set any intentions for your practice, for your day, maybe just a simple dedication, whatever's on your mind, offer it up. Come back to right here, right now. To your breath. All right, when you're ready, eyes open up. Circle the arms out of your heart, up and over one more time. Right through the full sun salutation. Now exhale all the way down to the ground. Half lift and lengthen once more. Ardha Uttanasana. Plant your hands, step, walk, or hop back from the top of a push-up. We'll lower halfway or all the way down. That's your choice. Come through, up dog or cobra, lift your heart. So we're going to see these up dogs, cobras, a lot of these belly back bends, and then a few other chest expansions just on working, getting that heart opened up today. Hips up nice and high. Full breath out. Take a look forward. Step, walk, or hop through to a seated position. Right? Back into a seat. Put the shin in front that you usually don't. So don't think too hard about it. Just rearrange your legs. However you sat down is probably how you always do it. So put the other one out front. And big breath in. Right arm comes up. Inhale. Right, you're going to find the left side and pull just gently for a moment. Back up on the breath in. Move your hand to the space between your shoulder blades. Left arm comes up. Big inhale. Find your elbow, pull and stretch the right side of your body and look up to the right. Back up, inhale, hands come around behind, lock them together. Lengthen as you pull the heart up and fold on an exhalation forward and down. Back up slowly. Deep breath in. Exhale as you release the hands. Left arm comes up. Deep breath in. Good. Pull a little bit. Remember, when we say pull, we just mean guide your neck into the stretch. Back up. Left hand sneaks into the space between. Inhale, the right arm comes around. And pull on the exhale to stretch. Left side body. Back up through center. Hands come around behind. Baddhasta. Maybe the other thumb goes on top. Every finger slides over one knuckle. Opposite side grip. Big breath in. Forward and down. Back up slowly. And release. Tuck your ankles underneath and rock and roll out onto your knees. Once you land on all fours, from tabletop, drop that belly. Inhale, gaze goes up. Really think about pulling your heart forward. Exhale, round. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale. Chakra Vakasana, cat and cow, or rocking that heart center forward and back. Exhale. One more time, drop the belly. Deep breath in. Exhale, round all the way through. When you're empty, take it back to neutral. Right hand might come in just a little bit there so that you're comfortable stretching, or you can leave it further out. Whichever one makes you feel more stable. Left arm reaches all the way up and over. Lean back into it. Think about opening up the front of your left shoulder there. And then here we go, 3 times underneath. Tap all the way down. Inhale, pull up. 1. Exhale. Down and through. Inhale, right back up. 2. One more time. Keep the navel pulled tight to the spine. Ribs are lifting up and in. Reach all the way over, excuse me. 3. Hands come down to the mat. Push the hips back. Find neutral spine in child's pose. Stretch long from your fingertips to your tailbone. Exhale completely. Take a look forward. Slide and slither out onto your belly, because here come those 3 different snakes, right? First one is the tiny little baby cobra. Elbows don't even leave the mat. Okay. Exhale, release. Then we slide the hands back, elbows pop up. Like little grasshopper arms there. Inhale. Now roll it up, Bhujangasana. Sort of a standard medium cobra position. And exhale, release. Last one, fingertips slide back a little further, down by the bottom ribs. Press into the palms and lift all the way up and off the ground, or maybe just the thighs and knees touch. Up dog or king cobra. Raja Bhujangasana. Urdhva Mukha. Soften the knees and thighs down. Press all the way back to child's pose. There's that flexion again, right? Going from a back bend into essentially a neutral or a forward fold. Rise up to the hands and knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Here comes that downward facing dog again. Warm this one up just like you did the first one. Move it around a tad. Hips get a little twist. Wake up your IT bands. And then from down dog, gaze forward, step, walk, or maybe you're ready for a little hop to the top and lengthen. Exhale, release, and fold. We sweep it up to the top when you're ready. Or you can roll and stack if that feels better in your body as you come up. Take the arms all the way overhead. Palms to press, hands back to your heart. Close your eyes for a moment, check back in. All right, here we go. Eyes open, circle the arms, up and over. Exhale, take a dive, down to the mat. Half lift and lengthen. So we're just starting to take some of those extra movements that we put in the first time out as we move along. We'll back and down through chaturanga. Up dog or cobra once more. And back into your downward facing dog. Gaze forward, step, walk, or hop through to a seat. Everybody put your left shin in front, just so that we're on the same page here. Left shin in front. Let's start the left side first. Left arm comes up. Pull your head just softly, gently to the left. Inhale. Grab your elbow. Exhale, pull again, other way now. Back up and hands behind. Lengthen on the breath in. Open your chest. Up, up, up. Lift your gaze. Put your forehead as close to the ground as you can on your exhale. Back up. Use your core. Squeeze. And this time, rock back. And as you let go of your hands and legs, lift into boat. We're going to add in just a little bit of core strengthening here. Navasana. Legs come up. Arms come up. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Now cross those ankles. Take it through. Let's add a vinyasa right here. Step, walk, or hop. Back to a high plank. We'll lower down again. Up dog or cobra to pull through. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Drop to your knees. Lift your left arm up. Remember, we're doing left side first. Exhale 3 times. Scoop. 1. Under and through, thread the needle. Inhale up. Are you using your breath here? 2. Reach up. 1 more time. 3. Stay on this last one for an extra breath or 2. Maybe reach your right hand, your free hand, forward toward me, toward the sound of my voice. Open up that spot between the shoulders again. For those of you who like it, you can kick your right leg out to the side in this pose. Just get a nice stretch going. Yeah, get your toes out to the right. Try to push down through the knife edge. I can't get my, I don't have enough space, so I'm just pushing my foot into the wall, which also feels pretty good. And then release, careful as you pull that leg back in. Make sure you're sturdy, and then come all the way up. Left arm's gonna open once more up to the sky, and then as you release, we'll go hands on the ground. Take it up and back to your downward facing dog right away. So we're just gonna delete some of those extraneous movements there from your downward facing dog. Take a look forward, step, walk, or hop up to the top of your mat, and inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Reverse and rise. Up to the top. Good. If you want to put in a little side stretch here, take it both ways. Maybe you just want to do a nice big open back bend. It's up to you. Any kind of standing movement that feels good. Side bending. Moving the spine around. Rolling the shoulders. And then when you're finished, dive back down, and here we go. Half lift and lengthen. Step, walk, or hop. Back through another vinyasa here. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Take a look forward, step, walk, or jump through to a seat again. Right shin in front this time. And right arm comes up. Gentle pull and stretch. Inhale. Grab the right elbow with the left hand, stretch the right side body, look to your right. Make your rib cage nice and long. Back around through center. Hands go behind. Lengthen out the sides of the neck, make some space between your collarbones and your ears, and lengthen, fold as far down as you want to go. Back up slowly, inhale. And Release, rock back, lift the legs, lift the arms. Navasana, boat pose. Breathe for 3. Lean back and really make this count. Go until you can feel your low belly and your low back getting stronger. 2 and 1. Now cross the ankles. Tuck them through. We'll put a full vinyasa in right here. From high plank, step walker, hop back and lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog cobra. Whatever feels good. We did all those different versions before so that you know how to change it up, how to modify it if you need to. Go back right away to downward facing dog. That's the exhalation. And then drop down to your knees. Right arm reaches up. Exhale 3 times. Scoop under. There's 1. Inhale, pull back. Navel tight. Back under and through. 2. Inhale, bring it up. And 3. Stay in the last one a little bit longer. Stretch your left hand forward. Maybe even kick your left leg out to the side. If you do the kick out, try to keep your left foot flat on the ground. All 5 toes, inner arch, outer arch of the foot, and the heel pushing. And then just let your tailbone be heavy and drop back behind you. Get a nice left side hamstring, IT band stretch there. Pull your foot back in slowly. Make sure you're steady on your knees. And draw your left hand in to support you and bring your right arm up one more time there. Let it go. Hands hit the mat. Toes tuck. Take it back. Downward facing dog. Gaze to the top of the mat. Step, hop, or walk your way there. And exhale, forward fold when you arrive. Last time up to the top here. Hands come back to find heart center, Samastitihi. All right, once you're up on your feet, let's do just a couple balance postures, and then we're pretty much gonna take it back down, get a good restorative hip stretch in, Shavasana, and call it a day. So let's work a little bit on tree. We're gonna take all the weight into the left foot here. Sometimes we forget to just stand on one foot for a moment. Before you go making all the shapes of the posture, just find your balance. See what it feels like. I feel pretty good on one foot, then go. Put your right foot above or below your inner knee. Okay. So it doesn't matter how high up your tree branch is, just avoid the one weak spot on the tree trunk, and that is right along the inside of your knee there. If you'd rather make a half lotus position today, you can always put your right heel up into the crease of your left hip. Otherwise, just a simple tree will do. Vrikshasana. Hands pressed back at your heart. And lock your fingers together right there in front of your heart center. Let's turn the hands inside out. We're going to push the palms away for a moment. And tuck your chin into your chest. Move your gaze down. Stretch your upper back right there. Pull the navel to the spine. All the way up on your inhale, move those arms overhead. Take a little lean to your right. So just like your tree is, sway a little bit in the wind and push your left hip out. If you lose your balance, it's okay. I'm losing mine right now. Luckily, I have this little ledge here to help me out. And you might have to let your arms go. Find yourself coming back to center slowly, and then arms around behind. Hang in there with me one more time. Lock the fingers together. Rock the heart center open. Deep breath in. And release. Hands back to your heart. Both feet on the ground. Shake out the left side a little if you need to. And then reroot. This time all 5 of your right toes root down into the ground. So just like a tree, you're going to spread those roots. Lift your left foot. Stand on one leg for a moment before you do anything else. Okay? Feel good about that. Make your tree, make your half lotus, wherever it is that you're gonna go. Trees, think about moving that knee back in space. Tree should feel like a hip opener, right? That's what we're doing. External rotation through the hips. So get your tree branch going. We're rooted on the right side, hands come through the heart. Lock the fingers together. If you haven't tried lacing your hands the other way around in a little while, again, put your other thumb on top, move everything finger over one knuckle. Pull the navel in, lift the elbows up, flip the hands inside out and push. Round your spine. You can even almost bend over a little bit and really get into the thoracic spine, that mid-back region. All the way up. On the inhale, stand nice and tall. Hello, babe. And then lean a little to your left. Right side body gets the stretch here. Good. 2, 1. Come back up. Hang in there, hands go around behind. Lock the fingers together, lift your heart center up, open, 2, 1, and then hands back to your heart and release. You're done. Shake everything out a little bit. And then let's do a dancer pose today too, just because it's been a little while since we've practiced Natarajasana. Nataraja, the cosmic dancer, right? Really just another disguise of Shiva. Shiva is the destroyer, right? In the trinity of the creator, Brahma, the preserver, Vishnu, and then the destroyer, Shiva. Shiva comes in to change things, and a better word than destroyer should be transformer, right? Shiva is the one who forces change, makes things grow, pushes things out of their comfort zone, right? Really just destroys all the things that you believe to be impossible. So start standing on one leg. Take your time. It doesn't really matter. I'll let you pick which side you want to do. You're going to kick that other foot back and grab it from the inside. So if you would like to see that set up one more time, I'm going to stand on my left leg, which means my left arm is up in the air and I'm really long on the left. Then I'm going to kick my right foot back. I'm just going to turn my palm open and put that hand on the inside. Might have to bring your knee out to the side in order to comfortably catch your foot. Then zip everything back together. Lift your heart and go. Little kick back, little lift up. Often we forget what a heart opener this posture can be, right? Especially if you keep turning both shoulders forward, lifting the heart, breathing deep. 3, 2, 1. Up and release. Shake it out. Let's do that again. So this particular dancer, Nataraja, would often come in to a situation to shake things up a little bit, right? Inhale, find your standing side, bring that arm up, kick your opposite foot back, stand for a moment, make sure you're ready to balance, then take your foot along the inside edge of the foot there. Good. Lift your heart a little bit, breathe. When you're ready, exhale, start to kick. Good. You might just pause, reconnect, find the breath, root down through your foot. Inhale, lengthen up the heart a little bit, kick some more. Again, big breath in. Exhale, kick a little further. You got it. Nataraja was also the person that would dance in the face of fear. So take it right to your edge. What's the worst possible thing that's going to happen is that you got to let go of your foot. No big deal, right? At least you're challenging yourself to get to that transformation place. And you only get there if you get to the edge, and then sometimes you fall over, and that's okay, right? Literally, metaphorically, inhale, bring your arms up and over. Exhale, take it down with me when you're ready, all the way through. We'll do one more vinyasa. Lengthen, and exhale, step, walk, or hop. Keep this one as strong as the first one. Elbows tight to the ribs all the way through, whether you're going halfway or all the way down. Roll back the shoulders, cobra, up dog, any variation. Back to downward facing dog. Right. From your down dog, drop your knees. Rest in child's pose for 5 breaths, right there. I will be right back. I just have to grab a quick tissue. Okay, come forward from your child's pose when you're ready. Swing yourself around into a seat. We don't have a ton of time, but we are gonna just get one more little restorative stretch in here. Move it, or come this way. Come on. And lay down back here. Thank you. And we'll make Baddha Konasana again here. So same thing as before. Originally we were gonna do a pigeon here, but we don't have enough time. And we're gonna put those little pillows, or you can do your one big pillow underneath. And what I'm gonna do is actually go all the way under and put my feet up on top. So you could just do that with a little pillow too. If you're really open hipped, you might have to stack like a few things up and get your feet really right up there. Right? So they're off the ground. You've got something underneath. Right. Wiggle walk your hips back a little bit until you can feel that you've got a little bit of stretch on the inside flexors and a little bit going on the outside rotators, these deeper outer hip muscles. And then grab a hold of your feet if they're within reach. Let your elbows kind of come out in front of your shins. And then you'll go deep into your low back here as well, just by rounding. So you've got the hips stretching, the low back going. Just by elevating the feet, you can really change what you feel. And again, like if you feel like you need even more height, keep stacking stuff up. Pretty soon, you'll get your feet up real close to your face. And you can even lock your fingers around your toes. And then just drop your head down. Unclench your teeth. There's no need to hold on to all that tension in the upper body. Just because we've got the elbows out here, don't be tempted to cling to your legs and really pull in. Just soften, relax. Let your body just hang out in the shape of the pose. This is one of my all-time favorite back stretches. I just love this pose. It feels like you can get into your low back in such a different way. Because you're upright, you really do have the ability to use the weight of your body to create different levels of intensity and leverage. Let it feel like your cheekbones are just going to drip right off your face. Same with the eyelids, heavy. Relax the forehead, relax the jaw, relax the back of the neck, the tops of the shoulders. Relax the right side of your back, the left side of your back. Right glute, the right hip, the left glute, the left hip. Let your tailbone be heavy, your belly be soft. Always okay to just keep gently rolling that neck out. Sometimes it's just these little movements. just gently kind of shifting yourself around that you can really feel how to get into some of those tougher spots. TFL region, tensor fasciate ligament, hard place to stretch. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's just that lowest piece of your lumbar, kind of right above and around the outside of your hip there. If you push your fingers into it, it's usually that spot that's like, feels kind of hard as a rock and it's not very comfortable to push on. If you've had a massage, usually massage therapists can kind of pull their fingers along the side of your body when they do that awesome trick and get right in there for you. But this is a good way to stretch. All right, I wish we had hundreds of hours to be here, but we don't. So let's just give it one more good exhale. And if you're really digging where you're at, then we just stay right here, because all we're gonna do now is get ready to rest in Shavasana. So if you wanna stay in your posture a little longer, you stay put, and you just take your Shavasana afterwards. I'm gonna get you set up, and then I'll just hope that you enjoy at least a few minutes of resting here at the end. I'm gonna keep my bolster under my legs. It feels really good. I'm just gonna sit up tall, kind of loosen whatever was going on in the back, and then maybe put a bolster under my head, or just come back and lie down flat on the mat. Might feel good here as well, or flat on your dog who's behind you. There you go. Make a little ripple effect. I would suggest at least trying to get your back down either on the mat or back flat on a full bolster behind you, just so that you can neutralize your spine after that deep rounded forward fold. And then take it back, find that comfortable place to settle in, just like you did in the very beginning. Deep inhale. Deep exhale, get all of your breath out. Again, big breath in. Exhale everything out. And then allow yourself to just settle in. Let your thoughts just start to pass you by, like you did in the beginning, letting go. Anything you don't need to worry about right now. This is still your practice. This is still your time. Let your breath come back to its own natural rhythm. I'm going to let you stay right there in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. Don't feel the need to rush. I'll just say thank you once again for hopping on. Thank you for taking good care of your body, good care of one another. We'll be happy and grateful to have each other to practice with today. I'm at Sheridan Park tonight if you want to do some Ashtanga at 6:30. See you soon. Namaste.